Okay, great to be here. 5 minutes is not very long, so I'm trying to compress 30 years of experience into a few bullets. So what I want to talk to you about tonight is what I've learned, and it's specifically about people, okay? So a business, right? We're talking about technology, we talk about things and solving problems and this and that, and I go, it's all just baloney, right? A business is nothing more than people who are solving problems for other people. It's not about your technology, it's not about your stack, it's not about the cool widgets that you're creating, it's about people. So that's the first big thing. You need to find great people. Great people lead to great outcomes. I don't care what business you're in, you find great people, you nurture them, and you create phenomenal outcomes. Okay, here's another big myth. So I've been an angel investor. I've mentored hundreds of companies, and I always ask them, so tell me about your team. Do you have a great team? Do you have an A team? And they go, oh yeah, I got an A team. And so, okay, big problem there. In fact, they don't actually have an A team. They have a C team, or maybe they have a B team, but they are never honest enough with themselves to say, we actually don't have a really great team. You need to build a great team. You need to hire very carefully. You need to be very thoughtful about the people you bring into your business. The good people are watching. And if the management doesn't call those low performers or the people who are not congruent with your business, the good people will leave. So be careful. Folks, I got some bad news for those founder, startup CEOs. Probably you're not going to last the full journey. Okay, we all think we're going to go all the way to IPO and beyond, and you know what? That's just not going to happen in the majority of the cases. This is what you get to do. You get to run your leg of the relay race. Okay, so if you're a founder, you get to run the startup journey, and then if you make it through that, maybe you get to do scale up, but probably not. Probably there's someone better than you who can scale your business. And then guess what? That person has to step aside when you have a mature business because they're more qualified than you to run a mature business. And then when the thing starts to decline, it's another set of runners, right? So what I've learned is that I'm a startup guy. That's how I've done 13 companies. I am not a scale-up person. So very early on in my startup, I found my successor. I built a succession plan. I found a new CEO who would one day replace me. And your job in your companies, I don't care what stage you are, is that you need to find your replacement. And you need to start looking now. Because your job is to make sure that the people that are below you right now eventually are good enough to take over your job, to free you up to do more exciting things and use your unique skills somewhere else. So all of us are basically, success in my mind says, we're looking to become irrelevant, right? That's success. And I challenge every one of my managers and executive team to nurture the people below them, to build replacements so that they no longer have jobs. If you are the person who wants to stick around in your company forever and hold everyone else down because you're afraid, you have a big, big problem brewing. So be really careful about that. Folks, it's a relay race. Your job is to run your heart out in your segment, to pass the baton as efficiently as you can, and then go to the sideline and cheer like freaking crazy for that next runner. All right, so everyone riffs on millennials and tells me that they're all problematic. I'm 57, right? So all my buddies say, the freaking millennials, right? They're always like, they come and they go and they never stick around and I invest and they're gone. And it's like, millennials, let me tell you, are some of the hardest workers, the best employees I've ever had in my career, okay? And I've had a long one. The thing is that your job as a manager and as a leader is to understand what they want and then give it to them. Not force them into your paradigm of thinking, but to understand what they want and try to give it to them. And when you do that, they will go and do anything for you. And so in my business at Fiix Software here in Toronto, what my millennials care about, and frankly, everyone in my company cares about, is 3 things in this order. Number 1, They want a career that is meaningful, that has room for advancement, that they get mentors, that they get training, that they actually have a trajectory to improve themselves in their profession. Number two, they want to do something that actually has meaning beyond just a paycheck. They want to make a difference in the world. They actually want to go and tell their mom or their boyfriend or girlfriend or their great uncle that they do something that actually changes the world and makes a difference. It's not good enough anymore just to get a paycheck. And number three, they want to have a healthy culture, a great environment to work at, right? They don't want some caustic, horrible, kind of, dissing people and weird coffee talk. And what they want is an inclusive, transparent, healthy, and supportive workspace and a great culture. And so that's what we give them. Be careful what you measure, folks, because whatever you measure is what gets done. So when I asked my people to go and find customers, we found customers. When I asked them for bookings, we got bookings. When I asked them for AR, we got AR. When I asked them for unit economics, I got unit economics. And capital efficiency, I got that. Whatever you ask your people for is what they will deliver, I guarantee you. So be very careful about what you ask them. And so early on, we decided that we would measure success differently, right? And we would measure our success in something called the triple bottom line. And so we measure things against people, profit, and the planet. And what we want is to have the tech industry inclusive to everybody, and we want to nurture our people. And so we do that, and we have metrics around that we are accountable to the board of directors of the business, not to ourselves, but to the board. We have given that governance to someone. And we are a B Corp certified company. We also want to have responsible profits. We want to have responsible growth, sustainable growth, not just crazy, wild stuff that blows companies up. And we're one of the fastest growing tech companies in Canada. And the third thing is we measure our impact on the planet. And so we are carbon zero certified. We have no carbon footprint. We do significant volunteer hours in the community. We do an incredible amount to make sure that our footprint on the planet is a positive one. And the last thing I'll tell you is that time, folks, is your most precious commodity. Okay, so when I was 45, I had a midlife crisis. And the midlife crisis goes like this: my gosh, my life is half over. I'm going to die. I'll never be young again, right? And you go, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? And it's in that moment that I realized that the most important thing you have, okay, is your time. And if you are grinding it out in your 20s at some sweatshop till 10 o'clock at night, that is a significantly bad idea because you will never get your youth back again. Okay, so make sure that you think about that and have great work in great places, do awesome things, get out of bed every day, excited to start your day, and go to bed every day, every night, tired, thinking it was worth it. Thank you.
Questions, hello, but not from the Fiix group.
Hello. This way. Hi. You said that. How are you?
I'm great.
You said that one of the major components of a great company is having great people. What are the elements that make a person a great person, according to you?
Well, so personally, I look for three things: curiosity, right? Courage and kindness. Woo!
Sure. Hey, right here. So in your presentation, you mentioned one of the KPIs that you're looking for is within people, right? Do you mean like internal people and measuring their KPIs on how much do they develop and how happy they are within the company? And also, can you give us some examples of what you mean by KPI?
Yeah, so we measure 600 KPIs at our company across every different business unit. So in the people, we use something called Office Vibe, and we measure about 16 different metrics on their engagement, their ambassadorship, their happiness, and things like that. So it's something that is measured consistently over Slack all the time. And those reports go to me, and they're confidential. And when I see something that is kind of out of whack, then I will make it my personal responsibility to go and do something about it within 24 hours. Well, I don't measure happiness. The Slack bot measures happiness for us.
One more question.
Hi, I'm Alex. You mentioned you've built quite a few companies. So my question to you is, how do you validate your initial ideas and your initial problems and decide that this is where you want to build your company?
Sure. So to me, if I don't want to get out of bed for 3 weeks in a row, I start a new company. So my measure of success is really my level of engagement. And it's not so much, you know, am I making tons of money or not? It's whether it was worth it to me to spend my time this way. And so the reason I'm a serial entrepreneur is that when I build things until I'm no longer interested, and then I get rid of them. And so I built things in music and wine and like whatever kind of took my fancy, I built something in, and I just like business. So I like making businesses out of the things I like to do. And when I don't like to do them anymore, then I sell them or give them away. I gave one of my companies away to the employees and move on to the next thing. So it's all about you, actually. It's like we're all here talking about business and stuff. It's really about you and your life and whether it's meaningful to you. And if it's not, do something different. That's my measure of success.
Thank you.